All right, I know it's been a while, but welcome back to Just Car Guys, the show where me and my dad talk about the latest car news from the last week. In today's episode, we're going to be going over some of the best stories that we've missed from these past couple weeks just because of the Pikes Peak Hill Climb, which if you didn't see that video, check it out. We talk about the whole experience, kind of show you some sick flybys. It was pretty incredible.
That was a blast.
It was so cool. So on this first one here, this is something we reported on a couple weeks back, and I'm so excited to see it. Introducing the 631 horsepower Porsche Cayenne Turbo GT.
Look at that thing.
That thing is awesome. Like for an SUV, like so cool. So
I'm
this
digging the gold wheels.
it looks sweet with gold wheels. So this beast comes with Porsche's most powerful V8 ever, which is a twin turbocharged V8 capable of 631 horsepower, 626 pound-feet of torque, and will launch the SUV from 0 to 60 in just 3.1 seconds.
That's awesome.
That is an SUV.
That is so cool.
Keep in mind a full-sized SUV. The Macan's the little one. This is the big one.
What color is that? Do you know?
I do not.
That looks good.
I think it's a special color.
I like it.
So now this is what's crazy. So the Cayenne Turbo GT with Porsche's factory driver Lars Kern at the wheel set the SUV lap record at the Nürburgring Nordschleife. The record being just an insane 7 minutes 38.9 seconds.
Smoking fast.
To put that in perspective, this thing did around the same time, all these cars did 738 around the Nürburgring, the Ferrari 458 Italia, Lexus LFA, 997 Porsche 911 Turbo, C6 Corvette ZR1, 2009 Nissan GTR, Lamborghini Gallardo Superleggera, and the F90 BMW M5. That's the new M5.
You're kidding.
Isn't that insane?
That's fantastic.
That's ridiculous.
That's awesome.
It's an SUV.
Good for them.
That's so cool. Yeah. So
and can I say too, like Lars, that dude's got to be a badass. Like
he's got to be crazy.
Seriously,
like, driving a full size SUV around the Nürburgring.
Just hammer down.
Oh yeah,
the whole way. That's cool.
So awesome. So, as you can expect, there are tons of tweaks and modifications to make these insane numbers possible, and make it even more track capable, like adaptive suspension and tons more stuff, and little numbers everywhere here and there just to bring out those crazy lap times. With that, it comes with 22-inch wheels and carbon ceramic brakes. Now get this. This is crazy to me. If you put this in perspective, 17.3-inch front rotors and 16.1-inch rear rotors, carbon ceramic brakes. Those rotors are as big as some people's wheels.
That's awesome.
Like, dude, this thing's insane.
Very cool.
So
I will say, like, that it's a nice looking car.
It looks good.
It does look good.
Uh-oh.
I would like to see it look more extreme. It's a GT car. It's their GT car.
It should look crazy.
Maybe another, like, some fins or some, like, some other
fender
arrow
vents or something.
Yeah, or bulges or something. But I mean, it's great. It looks fantastic. But yeah,
absolutely
anyways.
Insane. And so this is only available in the coupe model and starts at $182,150.
Yeah,
isn't that crazy? And look at the interior.
Oh,
so
cool. Nice.
So good. We got more from Porsche, but this news is not as good. Porsche has recalled 2020 and 2021 Porsche Taycans, as well as issuing a software update for potential software issue that can cause for a total loss of power. So the issue is said to affect approximately 43,000 Taycans worldwide, and it's a similar problem to what was happening with the Mach-E, where the 12-volt battery, something with the software would make it drain itself, and then the car would not be started. You couldn't start the car because it kind of works like a regular car where it uses that battery to get itself going and get everything else kind of turned on, and then it runs off the main drive battery. So Porsche issued a software update modifying the vehicle's power electronics and ECU software, and updated software will prevent any further loss of power issues. Now, in the grand scheme of things, this really isn't a bad recall comparing to the flashback when the GT3s were catching fire in the middle of the street.
Well, yeah, that's true.
That is
well,
still,
and you gotta think this is the first, it's a first run.
Yeah.
You're gonna have
stuff
some
like
kinks
that
you gotta iron out, right? But
and that's one of my favorite Top Gear moments is when Clarkson and James got Richard Hammond oven mitts for driving gloves when all the cars are catching on fire. That was pretty funny. So now, next story here, we're going to have a ton of stuff coming from Stellantis as they recently had an EV day. So Jeep has teased a pretty cool EV Wrangler. This was in a video. Jeep said they will have an electric model in every segment it is involved in by 2025, as well as they showed a pretty cool video teasing some potential features that I think are pretty awesome. So here it features a 4-door model with Freedom on the side of the hood, as well as Zero along the rocker panel. And so this is obviously implying the vehicle is electric, as Jeep's new slogan is Zero Emission Freedom. And so some of the list of the insane teased features goes as like biometric recognition, recognizing the man's face, unlocking and starting the car by just walking past it. Vehicle to vehicle charging, which so you could charge one vehicle from another one there.
That's a good idea.
That is a good idea. As well as drone pairing capability. So you could have a drone fly in front of the vehicle to provide light on the trail.
What?
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
They're awesome. Wow. So again, some other stuff. So it kind of goes in time frames. So they're obviously teased. You can see concept models and features and fictional situations shown throughout. Future models and features may vary, of course. But these are obviously ideas they're playing with. I mean, we know Jeep, they like to mess around a little bit.
But just that they're thinking about those things is that's awesome. Promising, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So one thing they also showed, so then it fast forwards to 2030, showing autonomous off-road driving for flat seat stargazing. You can put the seats all the way back and open the roof, look at the stars in the car, drive for you, which I don't know if I would trust that. It sounds kind of sketchy, but honestly, sick. So what's intriguing to me that I just noticed here is they still have a hood scoop.
Got a hood scoop, got that regular grill. In fact, that bumper is just about the same bumper that we've got on ours. And
if that's an EV, I'll be happy.
Yeah.
Because I don't know why EVs have to look so futuristic and dumb. Just make them look like normal cars. Yeah. We could get into a whole different argument about that. But so also from Jeep. Good. Yeah, I think it looks awesome. Also from Jeep here, we have the new 2022 Grand Cherokee 4xe. With the Jeep Grand Cherokee, the Jeep Wagoneer and Grand Wagoneer will also get a 4xe variant. Of course, as we said earlier, all of them will end up having their own 4xe variant.
Yeah, that's
so
good.
That's also, this picture here is it's charging from one of their solar stations I talked about before, where it's just a giant solar panel you can pull up, plug in, and
that's great. We need more of that. They need infrastructure. I am glad to hear that they're going to have EV variants.
Yes.
But still maintain production on both. Right, for now, anyways.
Yeah, because eventually they're going to phase it out.
Yeah, but others are just flat out committing, in the next 5 years, we're out of combustion altogether, which is scary.
The only reason I think it's kind of sketchy, I know this is going to be controversial. I think EVs can be done right for car enthusiasts. I think it's absolutely possible. But I think the only concern is how fast manufacturers are rushing into it without maybe working out the kinks a little bit. I mean, it feels like, some like Ford and all them, they're like, all right, EV by 2030. We're just sending it. I don't know about that.
Yeah, it's going to be,
it's going to be interesting, that's for sure.
It's going to be interesting, especially with the longevity of those things, right?
Yeah, because you don't really know.
If somebody can crack the code on the battery technology and also how to swap them without it costing you the cost of the entire vehicle.
Yeah, exactly. And then we have still more Stellantis news. So Ram will be building a EV 1500 pickup by 2024. They've made a similar promise as Jeep, in which they will have a EV in most of their segments by 2025 and all of their segments by 2030. With that, they said it will use a body-on-frame EV platform they claim will have 500 miles of driving range. And of course, they also said it would be capable of onboard power, ability to accept fast charging of up to 150 kilowatt hours, automated driving tech, and battery level conscious navigation systems. With that, that's kind of all we have as far as details go. There's not really much, as the vehicle's still waiting to be released. But some common theories are they're kind of waiting to see how the competitors' vehicles do, like Ford, and see how all those compare so that they can kind of make the best product.
That makes sense.
This is going to be a big surprise for most and definitely very controversial. So Dodge will be launching an electric muscle car in 2024 called the EMuscle. The vehicle will be using one of their EV platforms that claims up to 500 miles of range again. And in the presentation, they used a Fratzog logo. I'm sorry if that's going to make any of you Dodge fans mad because I don't really know how to say that. But apparently that's a logo the company used in the 60s and 70s on the car's grille, which Dodge said is a nod to the future, which will bring another great automotive era, the era of the electrified muscle car.
There's no question that there's a home in muscle cars for electric.
Oh yeah.
Except one thing.
The noise.
The noise is part of the muscle car experience. It's speed. It's
rowdy.
But
lining up all the tires and
it's also a fairly plain exterior with a stupid big motor in it.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah,
like
exactly.
That's the evolution of muscle cars. Started from there. E-muscle though, like you couldn't be more creative.
Well,
than
it's
that.
probably the code name, man. I don't think that's the final name.
Let's hope not, because they've been pretty cool with their other names.
Well,
right?
yeah. If that's the name, I'm gonna be upset.
I don't know. They could be more creative.
Yeah.
They'll come out with something.
So now we have some good news from Ford. This is what I was talking about with you earlier. Ford has recently gotten a new supply of semiconductor chips, ending the major shortage they were experiencing and finishing thousands of brand new F-Series trucks. Have you seen the pictures? I forgot to put one in here because, I'm super smart. Maybe I'll drop one in post. But there's just some pictures of the plants, and the parking lot is just a sea of brand new F-150s, F-250s, just waiting for these chips. So Volkswagen is seeking an investment partner in their Electrify America company, which I actually didn't know, but this was founded by them after they agreed to invest $2 billion into EV infrastructure after Dieselgate. Not surprised by that. They are one of the main EV charging networks and say they will be in 45 states by 2022. They're looking for a partner willing to invest around $1 billion into the company, which is good because this is another one of our concerns is the infrastructure. That's what they need to build up, make it faster, make it more efficient.
It's not just locations too, because they've got them across the country now.
Yeah.
But it's not instant, right? Like you have to sit there for a while.
So this next story is a sad one. What we have here is the last V12 Lamborghini Aventador. An absolutely beautiful car. I mean, it looks fantastic. So the Lamborghini Aventador LP780-4 Ultime is here. So this thing, Lamborghini announced they will build 350 coupes and 250 roadsters. This beast has a naturally aspirated 6.5-liter V12, which produces 769 horsepower to all wheels, rocketing the car from 0 to 60 in just 2.8 seconds through the single-clutch 7-speed transmission.
A screaming, raging bull.
So cool.
How are they going to go electric? I don't know. I mean, they'll be fast, but how do you get the emotion? How do you get the...
Is it really emotionless? When you drove that Taycan, were you really not like, wow, that was cool?
It was fast, but I could see, like, you need the noise.
Yeah.
Like, even if you don't have the money for a car that's crazy like this, but you're a car enthusiast, people go out and they get exhaust.
Yeah.
It doesn't make them any faster. You get
you
five
get
more horsepower, right? Whatever. But it's the noise because that adds emotion. It adds the feeling of more power and more speed, because you can't go racing around everywhere. You're trying to drive and you're going to just get in trouble, right? So it adds to the joy of utilizing the vehicle. So I don't know. I feel like they have to figure that out, which I'm sure they're working on. Hopefully Lamborghini.
I'm just saying,
you guys are working on it.
What I'm just saying is I don't think the Taycan was emotionless. I think it didn't have as much.
It helped having
empty.
I'll tell you, it helped having the artificial noise inside.
They did a good job.
It helped.
It's decent.
Yeah. So, but it wasn't like your hair standing on end.
Well, yeah, it was
like in a lamp. Yeah, I'm telling you. Yeah, that's part of the experience. So hopefully they're working on that as well.
I agree. They better be. Next, we have another new car from BMW. By now, you know that what that means is yet another controversial design change. Introducing the 2022 BMW 2 Series Coupe. At least it still has a modest-sized grille compared to the other models they are creating. The 2 Series Coupe has gone for a bold redesign, changing most of the exterior. I'm not sure how I feel about it. I don't know. But from what we had, I don't think it's an upgrade.
Yeah, I don't mind it. I'm glad they pared back on the grill, you know.
Well, yeah,
that's good.
I just don't. As far as the interior goes, not much has changed or is different than the other BMW interiors, as you could imagine. But there are 2 engine options from launch, one being the rear-wheel drive 230i, coming with turbocharged 2-liter 4-cylinder engine that produces 255 horsepower and 295 pound-feet of torque, allowing the car to go from 0 to 60 in a claimed 5.5 seconds. And there's also the M240i xDrive, which has a turbocharged 3-liter inline-6, pushing 382 horsepower and 396 pound-feet of torque, but that one is all-wheel drive, allowing for a claimed 0 to 60 time of 4.1 seconds. So sadly, both of these for now are only coming with an 8-speed automatic transmission, but it is rumored that the manual will still be available in the M2.
Those are respectable numbers. And
for that little thing.
You're at the profile. I don't mind that profile. I
didn't say anything about the profile. I think that looks like trash, and the profile looks good. Well,
I personally wouldn't pick purple.
Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't mean trash. I'm overreacting. I do not like the front end very much.
Not your
compared
preference.
To what? Yes, the side is good, but also the side on the new GR86 is good.
True.
The interior, standard BMW interior, kind of a little bit boring.
It's a little bland.
And the rear, not me.
I need to see that one in person.
Yeah, I agree.
Not sure.
Okay, yeah, maybe.
Not sure.
I gotta see it in person. I mean, you can only judge so far with pictures. We gotta see it in person. Now, this is incredible. We have a fantastic new car from one of the best enthusiast car companies out there. Introducing the 2022 Lotus Amira.
Oh, yes.
That is fantastic.
I really like
that car. I love it.
Yeah, it is stunning.
So this is now the only sports car Lotus will sell once it, of course, is actually fully released, and will be the last gas-powered Lotus ever.
That thing is beautiful. It's really
awesome. So the Amira comes with a choice of 2 different engines, one being an AMG 4-cylinder or a supercharged Toyota V6, currently in the Evora. After the Amira runs its course, Lotus is going full electric, so let's enjoy this while we can. This thing is so cool. As you can see, the exterior is completely brand new and completely redesigned, and that carries to the interior with a much more updated look than the previous models. They've also gone for a more practical kind of everyday car, which some people might not be too happy about, but it now comes with 2 cup holders and 2 USB and 12-volt charging ports, stuff like that, upgraded infotainment system, things of that nature. Now, as far as transmission choice goes, look at that, man. So cool. So, and also, can we just say, I think these are some of the best release photos I've seen in a while.
Yeah, they
look
did a
good.
Nice job capturing that. Yeah.
So
the way the light is reflecting off of the lines, that thing is
looks beautiful. So now, as far as transmission choice goes, the Toyota V6 is the only one that comes with a manual gearbox, as the AMG 4-cylinder comes with a dual clutch transmission. I mean, you gotta go with the Toyota V6 with the manual.
You would think.
Like, you have to. So with that, Lotus hasn't given us any more specs yet, but they did say that the quickest version of the Amira will sprint to 60 in less than 4.5 seconds and have a top speed of 180 miles per hour. And
There is not an angle on that car that doesn't look good.
Look at the interior too.
All right.
Like they really upped their
stepped it
game
up.
on the interior. So with that, as far as pricing goes, for the entry-level version of this incredible car, Lotus said they're aiming for the price of the Porsche 718 Cayman S, so around $70,000, $80,000.
See, this is what I was talking about before. This is a driver's car that's like a GT car. This is going to be road going that you could take on the track.
Oh yeah.
So, so you're seriously, they're not going to have like a track variant of any other one of their models. Like they're
gone.
Yeah,
they're getting rid of them. They're ditching the entire lineup.
Strange. They're going to lose like the weekend warrior crowd that's just track only.
Well, yeah.
No, this is.
But I mean, this
nicer
is
than that.
The first release. So who knows? In a couple months, they might be okay. Well, here's the track variant, the Amira S, and this one's got one seat in it. So last but not least is something that really actually excites me. The incredible car company, over 100 years old, Bugatti, has merged with the EV hypercar company Rimac, officially becoming Bugatti-Rimac. And can I just say, that's a fantastic photo showing the primary holders. So during the merger, Rimac holds a controlling share of 55%. Porsche has the remaining 45% stake in the new company on behalf of Volkswagen. So how this kind of came about is that Rimac was helping out Bugatti in developing their new tech, just because, of course, Bugatti's engine is not the easiest thing to develop new stuff for, because it's W16. It doesn't exist anywhere else. So Volkswagen literally was basically like, well, do you just want to have it? Do you just want to merge and then you guys can do it? Basically what they did. So cars will now still be built and badged separately from each other, but future Bugattis will feature Rimac's electric drivetrains. From what we know so far, there will be 2 new Bugatti models engineered by Rimac to be released in 2030. The Rimac Group ownership structure remains unchanged, with Mate Rimac owning 37%, Porsche owning 24%, and Hyundai owning 12%, which is an interesting one.
Okay.
So a new company was also formed called Rimac Technology. This is so cool. So they develop and sell their autonomous driving system and EV powertrains to major car makers, some of which they are currently working with are companies like Ferrari, Mercedes, and Aston Martin.
Wow.
And this is also really cool. Mate Rimac also hinted that later Bugatti models may have more than just 2 seats and 2 doors, saying in its heritage, Bugatti has models that are more than just hypercars. There's an opportunity for Bugatti in the future to have very interesting cars that are completely different to other models on the market, while Rimac remains a maker of very high-performance sports cars, but we haven't figured that out ourselves yet. This is gonna be awesome.
That's promising.
That's cool.
Yeah.
He's 33 years old.
Yeah, and on the leading edge of all the EV hypercar technology.
Like the Rimac, you can't not like the Rimac. Really, it's awesome.
Yeah,
that
insane.
thing's so cool.
Yep.
The Navara is awesome. Like it's the only thing you cannot like about it is the noise. You don't get the noise. That's it.
Yep. But it's amazing what they were able to accomplish with, because a lot of times these one-off manufacturers, they don't have the tooling and the technology to make it look, so they end up looking a little more like a kit car.
Yeah,
but that looks like a refined
car.
Yeah,
and so I mean, he's obviously had a couple prototypes before this one. Keep in mind, he started this company in his garage.
That's great.
That's so cool.
That is awesome.
So that is it for today's episode. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and check us out on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter at Anthony Siffel. And with that, we're glad to be back and have an excellent rest of your week.
Thanks for listening. We'll catch you later.
Peace out.